Fort Henry News, 24 October 1937. Mr. and Mrs. Carl Stout announced the marriage of their daughter, Opal, to Bobby Smith. The wedding took place at the home of Mr. and Mrs. Frank Shamwell on Thursday evening, October the 21st, with Magistrate A.J. Gray officiating. The Mint Spring Home Demonstration Club and Gray School gave a pie supper jointly Friday night at the Gray Schoolhouse. The proceeds were $13.95. Hired Job gave a winter roast for his Sunday school class Saturday night, October the 23rd. Mentioning of the Gray School made me think of this bus route map I ran into not long ago. If you can see, I have Gray School circled with the red, and then Mint Spring is close by, and Mullins is just below that. Mullins is where Hired Job, probably one of his first, if not the first school he taught at. So I want to give you some information about Hired, one of the most respected teachers to ever come out of Stewart County. Hired Byron Job was born 26 January 1912 in Mobley, Stewart County, Tennessee. He passed away 27 June 1999, Standing Rock, Stewart County, Tennessee. He was the son of William Van Job, who was born 14 July 1880 in Dixon County, Tennessee. He passed away 26 December 1950 in Stewart County, Tennessee. His mother was Sally Muriel Parker, born 20 September 1881 in Standing Rock, Stewart County, Tennessee. Passed away 8 May 1978, Standing Rock. His spouse was Mildred Lynn. I want to give you some of the assignments, school assignments of Hired and some of his work in the community. This was from 14 September 1934, and some of the teachers were Model School was Mary Harriet Vinson, Morning Star School was Leona Stagner, Mulberry was Opal Walford, Mullins was Howard Job, and Nash, Mrs. Ora Cherry. This was from 7 March 1939. The Walnut Grove schoolboys and the Sycamore boys met in a night basketball game. Sycamore won 11-10. Noel Bagwell is coach at Sycamore and Howard Job at Walnut Grove. 24 August 1939. Mr. Howard Job went to Dawson Springs, Kentucky Saturday to return with Smith Gearin, who has been in the hospital there. This is teacher assignments for 2 May 1940. District number 10, Mint Springs was Bernard Job. Gray School was Bessie Walford. Mulberry Hill was Mabel Hilliard. Pleasant Valley Dorothy Martin. Sycamore Mavis Ross. Mullins was Hired Job. In the 1940 census, Hired was living with his parents in Standing Rock. Also, his brother Bernard and his sister Ruby Moore with her 2 sons were living there also. This is Howard's World War II military registration card. Hired Byron Job, lived at Mobley, Stewart County, Tennessee, age 28. Place of birth is Mobley. His name of the person who will always know your address is Mrs. Muriel Job. She lived at Mobley also. He was a principal of Mullins School in Mobley, Stewart County, Tennessee. This is Howard's enlistment record. He was enlisted in Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia. After military, Howard continues his teaching. In 31 March 1952, the following assignments. Center Point was James Bogart, principal, Mrs. Lolita Link, teacher. Fairview was Mrs. Hazel Whitford, principal. Mrs. Charlene McCormick. Leagate was principalship was vacant, and Mrs. Virginia Clark was teacher. Lower Long Creek was Howard Joe, principal, and Mrs. Dorothy Parker, teacher. This is a photo of the Standing Rock, Stewart County, Tennessee baseball team. It would have been about 1948. Howard is the one in the middle and the bottom holding the little boy. Have a poem written by his son Lynn Job. It was in one of the local papers a few years ago. He was the high school pitcher, well known by the local fans, self-taught during the Depression, throwing green walnuts at a can. He learned the curve and the drop. Most important, he learned control. Under a walnut tree on Standing Rock, wind up and let it go. With a 20 in his shoe, he hoboed a southbound train from Guthrie, Kentucky to Spartanburg, ready for a college game. Worked in a cotton mill, pursued a college degree. Playing ball he did for fun, he loved to hear strike three. Roll it off the table, Job, a fan would cheer and cry. A swing, a miss, ball in the dust. Its approach had been letter high. Upon graduation to Dover he did return as a coach and teacher. Many kids from him did learn. This is Howard and his wife Mildred accepting one of the rewards that he richly deserved. I continue reading from the Fort Henry News, 28 October 1937. Mr. and Mrs. John Gardner and family spent Sunday with Mrs. Gardner's mother, Mrs. Belle Tomlinson of Dover. Mr. and Mrs. Rex Lashley were in Memphis Thursday and Friday. Mr. and Mrs. Bud Sexton and family visited their son, Almond Sexton and Mrs. Sexton of Paducah last week. Miss Estelle Gardner of Lost Creek spent the weekend with Mrs. Eileen and Ramey Wallace. There will be a fiddler's contest at Mint Springs Saturday night, October the 30th, to which the public is invited. There will be a variety of musical numbers and prizes will be given the winners. This completes a reading of the Fort Henry News for 28 October 1937. And thanks for watching.